Hey YouTube, this is Cliff here with Hamilton Transportation. Today I'm hauling this Morooka MST3500 drill rig from Coolville, Ohio to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. So just got here to Coolville, Ohio. I am picking up this piece. This is a Morooka. It's like they build like truck chassis on tracks. So this one has a drill rig on it. They have it listed at 60,000 pounds. So they sent me in here to pick this up, but there is no key. So I grabbed a cat key. I have a cat key. We're gonna see if that works. If that doesn't work, then I don't know what we're gonna do. Because I don't know, they didn't tell me they hid a key or anything anywhere. Hey, look at that. Hey, there we go. Cat key started it up. Good deal. Alright, so we'll let this thing warm up. And I will get broken down. Nice gentleman here said I could break down right in his on his property here. So let's do that and work on getting this thing loaded up. Alright, so I am not sure. Well, let's go take a look. Let's go figure out how we're going to chain this thing down. So we've got a couple on the back there. So that'll be good. And then we've got some there. So I could probably go out from there. And I've got some here too. And I've got some on the front, up here. So, I wonder how wide this thing is. Well, we can figure that out, but, yeah, I wonder if we can go to those two to the side. Just depends how wide it is. But I can definitely get front and back. I also really doubt if this thing is actually 60,000 pounds. We'll see when we get it on the trailer. But at 60,000, we should use 8 chains on it. So, I think I'll get 8 out. That also means I'm gonna have to use some of my longer chains, which I should probably use up front here. Okay. There it is. Two, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 2 in front of here. With 8. The other thing I'm concerned with loading this, so I have 25 feet of usable deck space in the well. This thing is, I think they said 33 feet overall, but that includes the boom that's hanging over the front of the machine. I'm gonna try to bring it on and get it as far back here as I can. I don't know if the front of that thing is going to go up over the deck. I don't think it will. If we have to, we can put it up on some boards out here and kind of raise it up a little bit to get it further back. But we have to get it on back past where the neck goes onto it. So I'm hoping we can get it to fit on there. It doesn't look that long. So I guess there's only one way to find out. We'll have to run it up on there and see if it fits. These are pretty cool pieces. I've hauled a few of these. Usually they have a dump bed on it. I have hauled one that was like a forestry. It had like a forestry, it's almost like a chipper truck or a chip truck. That one was pretty high. This one doesn't look as high. Let's see if I can remember how to run one of these. I'll set you guys right here. Hopefully that'll stay. All right. So let's see if I remember how to run this thing. Does it have a brake? Out for unit, in for road travel. Yes, it is in. Make it a little slower. Let's see. Gears. Ah, that's right. So these things have a little switch here. It's like a dead man switch almost. So you have to keep that held down while you're moving. Otherwise it drives, it's all just this one stick there. So let's get some mirrors so I can see if there's anybody coming. I can kind of see out of the mirror on the other side. Luckily we're not going to try to back this thing on. Oh, nice. There, we'll throttle it up a little bit. See if that does a little better. I guess if it is heavy. Heavy and those rubber tracks probably don't help it with turning around. Try not to tear up his driveway too much. So we will try to line up the tracks over here, which is just on the edge. Actually, let's leave it there. I'll set you guys out here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna put a tape across it just to see how I'm gonna have to load it. I tore up his yard out there. Oh, he can bitch at them over that. See if I can get a measurement here. We are basically at 10 feet. So at 10 feet, we are definitely going to be off both sides of the trailer, which will change the way we gotta chain this thing down, but hopefully that gives us an idea of how we have to load it. So I know I'm gonna have to come over to the left some. Get out and look, see how we're lining up. Well, this thing is not fun to get out of. Oh, I definitely need to come over some more. I'm trying to get a point of reference. So I think if I can put this piece here about there on the trailer, we'll be real close. So let's try that. See what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty good. Alright, let's load her up like that, and then we'll see if it'll fit on here. Now, we're going to try to get this as far back as we can. Oh, it's pretty close to going over the back deck. We've got some room there. Oh, I think we're going to be good. I think it's going to fit without having to be over the back deck. And hopefully we're straight. I didn't check that. That is pretty close. Alright. Let's do a little walk around and see how we're looking. Just like that. Alright. So, are we on there the whole way? Look at that. Perfect. We're a little too far that way. Alright, I'm going to get out and look one more time. This time it's going to be good. So I'm getting sick of climbing in and out of this thing. Okay, that I think looks good. Is it straight? It looks pretty straight as far as the tracks go. Alright. I think we're good there. Make sure that the back is good. It could come on a little bit more. Okay, now we're good. now let's see how heavy this thing is actually. We're pretty level here, so our weight should be about right. All right, so we've got this thing aired up, and it does look like it's going to be pretty heavy. We're at 70 on the tandem, on the drive axles, which I think is around 40,000 pounds. Have to double check that against our spreadsheet that we keep. And then let's go look at the back. Then the other thing I want to do is put a height stick on this and just make sure that we're not high. I gotta fold that mirror in. So what are we at on the back? 72. So yeah, this one's pretty heavy. I bet it is 60,000 pounds. So, all right, I'm going to call Jen. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna pull our permits for. I do have to put a height stick on it. So let me go do all that, and I'll check back in with you guys in a couple minutes. All right, guys, give you an update. We ended up backing this thing up a little bit towards the neck because we were a little heavy on the tridem. West Virginia is stingy on your tridem weight. They list the max weight at 50,000. We were close to 55, 54 or 55 with the way it sat. So I backed it up as far as I could. I think we're probably at 51 or 52 now on the tridem. So Jen is running our permits to make sure that we're going to get that. She ran one yesterday, just kind of, you know, bidding, not actually buying it, but running the route, and they gave her 51,000 on the tridem. So I think we should be good at 52. And then on our drives, we're at about 41 or 42. We're going to permit at 42 on the drives and 14,000 on the steer. So we should be good here. I am going to go ahead and get this thing chained down. I'm going to have to climb up in the bed, and I don't know if you guys can see, there's just all kinds of crap laying around loose in there. So I'm going to have to climb up there and get that cleaned out. Also, chaining this is going to be interesting because two of our places to chain are right there. I guess I could go, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around one of those and then back to the trailer back here. And then maybe I'll go from this one up to here, to this D-ring. So it's kind of pulling both ways here. And then I can do the same thing back here. I can go from this one down to that D-ring. And I can go from that D-ring out to here. And that way it'll be pulling both ways, 8 chains on it. Because we're looking at permitted weight. We're permitting for about 62,000 pounds on this. It may not be quite that much, but it is definitely 60,000. So I feel better with 8 chains on it, but 8 chains all pulling, you know, some back, some forward, and on each end. I think we'll be good. So now we just have to get that done. And I don't know where I put my gloves. All right, so first I think we'll do, how do we do this? We'll grab it right here. The other is that high one problem is. You want to take 7. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. All right, I think we got our chains the way we want them. So I have 2 pulling back, or 2 pulling back, 2 pulling forward on this end. I've got 2 pulling forward and 2 pulling back on this end. So that's about as secure as you're gonna get that thing. Yeah, so now I gotta climb up and get some of this crap cleaned out of here, because they left a mess for me. Yeah, look at all that crap. Now, the lighter stuff, I don't know, I guess I won't worry about too much. But look, what is this thing? And why was it left here? And where can I put it? I don't want to put it anywhere that's going to damage anything or fall, but there's another one back there. There's a shovel. These people. So, I don't know where to put this stuff. I left all kinds of stuff up here. I wonder if I could secure it somehow. Put a strap across it maybe. Alright guys, we are all ready to go. I got my flags up and everything, so I thought I'd do just another little walk around of this. This is a pretty cool piece. So like I said, I've hauled a couple of these that were dump trucks, never one that was a drill rig. And this thing is heavy. It doesn't look like it should be that heavy, but it is all of 60,000 pounds, maybe a little more. It has that boom up there has got to be pretty heavy, and then it's got a ton of hydraulics. You can see it's got a big pump there, big hydraulic lines, so it's got a lot of hydraulics on it, and that is all heavy as well. So there you go. All right, we are about ready to roll out. I'm just waiting on our permits, and then I will be hitting the road. That one hotel along 79. We stayed at a couple times. Is it a Quality Inn? Alright guys, we made it to Belmont, Ohio tonight. It's the same hotel I stayed at last night. So the problem we ran into with this load, so Pennsylvania has what they call urbanized areas, and if you're under a permitted load, you are not allowed in those urbanized areas at certain times. So it's pretty much to avoid rush hour. But Pittsburgh is one of those areas, and on our permitted route we have to go up through Pittsburgh on 376 to hit 22 east of Pittsburgh. So I couldn't get there. It's 4 o'clock now, so you're restricted to the hours of 9 to 4 under a permitted load. You're allowed to run through before 7, but it also conflicts with sunrise. So anyway, I'm not allowed to enter that urbanized area around Pittsburgh until 9 a.m. So I'm going to stay here tonight, and then I can get up in the morning. I can leave here at like 7:45, and that should put me coming into Pittsburgh at about 9 a.m. And I'll run through there, and then we can continue on our route. But I could have gotten into Pennsylvania and stayed at another hotel over there in Washington, PA, where I've stayed before. But the parking is pretty tight in their parking lot, and there's no food around it. I'd have to order food in for tonight, which gets expensive. So I figured I would just come back here. There's a bunch of places around here to get food. There's a Pilot across the street. There's a Love's right here with a Hardee's. There's pizza places. So there's plenty of food right here. I can just walk and get something for dinner tonight. And it really makes no difference because I'm only 50 miles from Pittsburgh here. So it's just, I get to start an hour earlier in the morning rather than just sitting there in the hotel in the morning. So that's what I decided to do. So that's it for today. We only got, I think we got like 310 miles done today. So I made a big loop around Ohio. But that's okay. I'm only, I think it's 340 miles, according to my GPS, from delivery tomorrow. So that's about 6 hours. So if I start at, 7:45, I should get this delivered around 2 o'clock or 2:30, and then it's like 100 miles home from Wilkes-Barre. So not a big deal. Yeah, so that's going to do it for tonight. I will see you guys in the morning.
I believe
Hey guys, so we have made it all the way over to, well, we're on Interstate 80. So we came through Pittsburgh this morning, crossed 22, up 99 and hit 80 east. Just east of Loganton on 80. We have about 20 miles till we get to our little detour. We have to take a detour right at the Susquehanna River. There's a little stretch of I-80 that they have me avoiding. Have to do that. We have about 80 miles to go so we can get this thing delivered. It's been a fairly long trip today, winding through the mountains. Had a little bit of traffic in Pittsburgh this morning, just coming in. Pretty much flowed right through and out the other side, but coming into Pittsburgh it backed up a little, which is normal. So I'll keep rolling. I'll turn the camera back on when we get up to this detour. You guys can ride through there with me. And then we'll get over to 81 and up to Wilkes-Barre and get empty. Alright, we're going to take our detour. I swear they give you these detours sometimes just to mess with you. Keep you on your toes. So I don't know why. Apparently I'm too heavy for a bridge or something. all these construction signs up and there's no construction. I don't understand. Should we believe this one?
That detour done. We're back on I-80 east. About 50 miles to go. So I'm gonna keep trucking. Have made it. So she wants it parked right over to the side here. So I just want to get straightened up. And then we will drop it out and get it parked. Hopefully that should be good.
Sorry, I forgot my mic in the truck. We're good now. Let's get her unchained and off the trailer. Where was that? Forgot I turned that battery disconnect off. Now she'll fire up. Back this thing in here. All right, we got her off the trailer. Shut the door. Whoops. Folded that mirror in a bit too much. Here we go. All right, now we just gotta get the trailer cleaned up and then we can get out of here. We'll get a little picture here. Alright guys, we got this Morooka drill rig all delivered here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I want to say thank you guys for watching, really appreciate it. Let's keep the channel growing. If you have a suggestion, something you like, something you don't like, leave it as a comment below. And until next time, this is Cliff with Hamilton Transportation. I will see you guys out there on the road.